What's up, you guys? Matt here with Texas Edge Home Inspections. Today I'm looking at a property that was built in the 70s. I'm going to take you around and show you some things that are possibly structural defects. We have some cracks and some brick and some things like that, some separations. This could indicate that we have foundation issues, maybe, maybe not. Afterwards, I'm going to take you in and show you how I take some zip levels around the property to further determine if we have any foundation issues. Come check it out with me. So this right here is one of the cracks in question. You can see this crack along the mortar here. And just to give you a perspective, I'm going to stick my screwdriver in there. At areas, it's about a quarter of an inch or so. You can see it kind of goes back here as well. We can't really follow it from there. Now it does pick up on this side and it gets a little bit bigger. As you can see, my entire screwdriver does fit into that crack, and we can follow it. Sorry, this bush is in the way here. We start to get this stair-step-like pattern going this way, kind of up. Now, although we see this type of cracking, this doesn't necessarily scream foundation failure to me. We just have to look at other signs for movement. It definitely screams some type of movement or settlement, but we're gonna keep looking. I'm gonna walk around the property, see if we can find any more. Here's another area where we see some cracking starting from this window. It's going through some bricks and down. It seemingly starts around this plumbing clean out here. Then if you look closely, we've got a little bit of a separation. It's not bad, but we've got a little bit of a separation in the window here. Continuing on the other side of the property, you can see down here at the bottom, we have like a stair-step looking crack that's starting there, going around the gas meter area. And as we move on a little further, we have some more. This is not as big. Obviously, the size isn't nearly as big as the ones we saw before. But we do have a bigger separation going on with the window. You can see how it started to pull away a little bit. It's a little bit wider at the top than it is at the bottom, so that's obviously a little bit of a concern. Now I'm moving inside the structure. What am I going to look at? I'm going to look for cracks in the walls. I'm going to look for doors and windows that don't open and close properly. Now when I say cracks in the wall, there are oftentimes people ask me a lot about cracks they see in the wall, because this happens a lot. Thermal expansion, a little bit of normal amounts of settlement causes cracks in the wall. Sometimes this happens and it causes a line that's, or a crack that's in a straight line. Anytime you see a crack in a straight line, it's likely a joint crack and not really or usually anything to get too concerned about. But there are a few types of cracks that I can put up right here and show you some examples of some cracks that do concern me. And they're usually coming from like the corners of windows or doors, running diagonally. They're kind of jagged. And those are the ones that look a little bit concerning in terms of structural movement. So I walked through the structure trying to find any types of cracks that concern me, and I haven't really found anything. There's an area where there's some paneling on the wall that I can't really get a good look at the walls or anything, but we're gonna take this a step further and take this bad boy here. This is a zip level. We're gonna take readings of the levelness of the foundation around the perimeter. So let's see what we get. So I take this level and I'm going to run it around the perimeter roughly every 10 feet or so. I set the main base in the center or the relative center of the room. It doesn't have to be exact, and I set it to 0. That's going to be our benchmark. And we're going to take measurements around the structure, and we're going to try to see if we get anything that's greater than about 1.5 inches. For our purposes, general purposes here today, we're looking for it to be under 1.5 inches of level from the benchmark area. Anything above that may raise some concern. If it's below, probably not a big deal. All right, so let's go check it out. So folks, to wrap things up, after taking zip levels around the house, we see some numbers that are a little bit beyond the normal tolerances of what we like to see. Now, it may not necessarily mean that this structure needs foundation repair. However, it does show some signs that there's been a little bit of movement and or settlement. What we're going to recommend is that a professional engineer that's licensed by the state of Texas come out here and take a look at this structure. If there's any concerns, that is. The buyer may or may not have concerns in that department, but we're here to put that in the report and let them know what's going on. Matt with Texas Edge Home Inspections. I'm going to get to finishing this property. Hey, give me a call so I can inspect your next house. Bye now. Hey, you guys, thanks for watching. Please feel free to like and share. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, head on over to YouTube and hit subscribe.